welcome to Planet Ice Widnes for this morally matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Sheffield Scimitars. Ben, they say it's cold in ice rinks, but I've got to say, it's a bit cold in here today.
Yeah, I know. Widnes, Blackburn was renowned for being a proper ice box, but today I don't know what it is. Widnes are giving them a run for the money. However, will Sheffield? That's a big question today. Will Sheffield be able to put on a performance and pressure Widnes? It's going to be interesting to see, Gary, if I'm honest, the way things have played out this season in the league, because as we know, you've got expectations coming into the game, and on paper, who should do things and who should walk away with points doesn't always work out like that.
No. Well, as it stands at the moment, Widnes Wild in 5th place, and Sheffield propping up the bottom of the division in 9th place at the moment. Not the place or position they wanted to be, but Widnes coming to the back of this off the back of a good win last week against the Blackburn Hawks. Strangely enough, Scimitars, their last game was against Blackburn Hawks as well, wasn't it?
It was. So they had a double-header weekend that weekend. It was the Solway Sharks on the Saturday night who turned them over 11-1 up at Solway. Ooh. And then they were back at Sheffield the following night on the Sunday, where they took the Hawks, all fairness, to a 2-3 defeat. It was a close game there. And we know that, it's a close game usually between Widnes and the Hawks as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out today.
Well, I'd be interested, because I think that win that Widnes got against the Hawks, they seem to be finding their feet a little bit, and that's not the kind of team that Sheffield want to be meeting today, because certainly looks like they've got a good squad out today, Widnes, whereas on the other hand, Sheffield have travelled light. They've
travelled very light. There's literally a handful of names in there, but if I'm honest with you, I wouldn't, and no offence to Sheffield, there's not really a standout player in there. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure put on certain players today. Rogers is going to, look to carry some weight. I know Pyrewell hasn't travelled with them. Obviously, they've no longer got Rui Tate with them. He's moved over to Blackburn Hawks now. So it's going to be an interesting day. It does look like it's going to be Hovell that gets the nod, though, in between the pipes.
Well, I've got to be honest with you, Ben. It's an old football coach of mine, and you know him well, Sean Mooney, used to say, when you get a chance to shine, that's the time to shine. And these players for Sheffield today have got an opportunity to go out there and make a good name for themselves. But Sheffield have found themselves in this awkward position, propping up the bottom of the division. And of course, they've only got, how many points is it? 2?
So they've got no points
at all.
Oh,
no points at all.
No, so it's just above them is the Deeside Dragons with 2 points, which they took from Sheffield in an overtime win. However, with everything that's played out at the moment with Deeside,
of course, yeah,
we've got that overhanging 8 fixtures that need to be either rearranged and slotted back in somewhere.
Yeah, decisions still to be made on that. Yeah. But Deeside technically haven't got a home venue at the moment.
Well, they haven't, and from what we're hearing through the grapevine, they're hoping to have something within the next few weeks. However, it's also crucial that they find placement to play the remainder of those fixtures. Otherwise, they will have to forfeit them, and it will go down as a loss. And one of those potential fixtures is Sheffield. So there's still hope for Sheffield to get some points somewhere.
Well, the thing is, and we've said this in countless games this season, we say it every season really, is what you don't want to be doing coming up to that Christmas break is finding yourself at the wrong end of the table. Sheffield, unfortunately, are. But they're finding themselves, there's a bit of a gap opening between that mid-table pack that we always talk about, Ben, which contains the Wild. Mm-hmm. Sheffield certainly need to try and get something from this game if they're to try and maintain any chance of catching that mid-table.
They do, you're right. So obviously going into today's game, there was only one game in the league last night, and that was the Solway Sharks and the Whitley Warriors. The 2-horse race, the battle that everyone's looking forward to, if I'm quite honest. And you will be able to catch highlights of that on the Drop the Puck YouTube highlight show.
See what he did there, see what he did.
However, it was Solway who skated away 6-5 victors on that one, which now puts them back on top of the table and puts Whitley into second. Third right now is pretty much cemented for the Billingham Stars. It's the Solihull Barons on that 4th place trapdoor, a single point now above the Widnes Wild. Barons don't play today because they were due to play the Deeside Dragons. it now means that Widnes have got the opportunity to leapfrog them and get back into that top 4 position should they get the points away today here with Sheffield.
Well, of course, we're yet to find out what the format will be for the end of the season for the playoffs tonight. It could be like they did last year, where it was the top 8 teams, and it was top play bottom, so 1v8, 2v7, and so on. But if they decide to go with the old format, which was the top 4 teams, that 4th spot is so vital to the likes of the Wild.
Very much so. The Wild coming into the 2nd season now in the Morley, and what they're going to be looking for is to prove that they should belong here. And right now, that mid-pack battle that they're in, along with Blackburn and Nottingham and Solihull, it's proving it. But to really cement it in, chance at silverware.
Well, of course, nice to see Rich Hagger recovering from his injury, because he dresses tonight. Whether we'll see a lot of action from him, that'll remain to be seen.
Yeah.
But the players that played for them in that last game gave an outstanding performance, and one player most notably.
Yeah, and of course, he is definitely icing tonight, and that's Mr. Matthew Barlow. Matt Barlow wasn't by far one of the standout players, and I believe it so far, and I said it in the last game as well, he's been one of the Widnes standout players of the season so far. And when the likes of Hager need a respite, Hyde needs a respite, or any of the other players, Coulter, he's there and he steps up and he carries the weight. Interestingly, only one scratch on the roster for the Wild tonight, and that's Gilbert. So no Mike Gilbert, which we know he can be a pivotal on that line of Greaves and Barlow. So it'll be interesting to see who takes his position there tonight. But that strong front line, ever so there at present.
Of course, we're looking to see Finney between the pipes, I would assume.
Yeah, Miles Finney's definitely getting the nod.
The thing is, though, for me, if I was the Widnes Wild management and coaches, I'd be like, are we going to be able to hang on to Barlow here? Because he's looking really good. He's in the shop window right now.
Yeah, and you're right, you've hit the nail on the head there. Right now, you've got hungry teams, the likes of the Leeds Knights, Telford Tigers, Sheffield Steel Dogs. Given an opportunity, they will snap Barlow up, because he would fit like a jigsaw piece right in.
Well, I think Steve Bellow said that, didn't he? He said he looked like a top-ranked player. And it's going to be hard to keep all the players like that, because once you've had a taste of higher level hockey, then do you want to make that step down? I know you get a lot of players playing 2 ways, but if you're playing for a top team and you're playing regular, you want to take as much time to rest when you get that opportunity.
You do, but at the same time, if you're in good momentum, you want to push that. It's a double-edged sword. Sometimes you can be in good form, push it too much, and then get an injury, knock yourself back. Or you can, blow yourself out and you haven't got time to recover because you're playing too much hockey. But at the same time, the more ice time you get, and the more time you've got to work on things that you want to work on. So, it's a risk that some players take. We're seeing that at the moment, and a classic example of this is the likes of Ross Kennedy and Andy McKinnon from the D-Side Dragons have just decided to go on a 2-way with Telford. So they're looking after ice time. They want to keep themselves fresh. It's understandable.
Good level as well. Of course, Kennedy used to be at Telford.
He did, yeah. He had a spot at Telford. He went to Leeds Knights as well, I think. Yeah. So Kennedy's been up and down the leagues. He can certainly play.
And he shows that when he's on the ice as well.
Well, he tried the cheeky Michigan the other week, didn't he? So we know what he's like.
Well, nevertheless, while we're on the subject of other teams and games tonight, we have a huge back catalogue of games on our YouTube channel. If you're watching this now, you probably already subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not, and you're watching this at a later date, don't forget, click on our YouTube channel, subscribe. You get notifications as well every time we upload a new video. We do other things as well, but it's basically our Drop the Puck series, and also we've got highlight shows which go out almost every Friday.
Yeah, obviously give or take.
Depends teams, how many games there is.
Well, yeah, the teams and the games that are available, so yeah.
But it's been quite popular. Of course, you can follow us on our website, which is www.basntv.com. Ben, who should we be watching for tonight? Barlow?
I think Barlow. There's a young lad, Isaac would say, for Sheffield. Sheffield. I think keep an eye out for him. But I think it's going to give Widnes opportunity to maybe stretch a few more lines tonight. So keep an eye out for the likes of Armstrong, Hughes in defence. He's been coming up good late. Joe Greaves, a surprising dark horse, is making a move late on. to really put some points on the board. So it's going to be interesting all round, really.
Well, for me, only for the fact that they've travelled light today, I honestly thought that Sheffield might come in and give Widnes a game, like they did against the Hawks. And we saw how the result went for the Hawks and Wild last week. It could have been a close game, but I'm thinking the numbers are going to pay dividends
very much so.
For the
well,
Wild.
I can see that both teams are now lining up for the national anthem. So with that, Gary,
without further ado, it's time to go down to the ice. It's time to drop the puck.
And as you can see there, both teams have gone down to the blue lines to get ready for the national anthems. And we'll give a mention very quickly to Team Stripes today. So Team Stripes will be led by Mr. Ryder, and your line judges are Mr. 12 and Mr. McKinnon as we play the national anthem. Well, with the anthems out the way, it's time to play, and it's a game and a half we've got in store today. Wouldn't you say so, Gary?
I think so.
It's a true underdog story.
Well, I've just noticed something now that there's been a number change for Widnes. Lee Kemp not wearing his normal jersey number. What is it?
The number 15 normally Kemp ices in, so he will be wearing the Chris G shirt of 46G. Not iced for a couple of weeks now for Wild, but still on the roster.
Well, interesting. So, as we said before, looks like Finney has got the nod and he's going to maintain that great performance he's been doing for the Wild so far.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary, interestingly, and I look up the other end, it doesn't actually look like Tom Hovell's got the nod. It looks like Brandon Stones has.
Well, that's interesting. But obviously, numbers is playing a big part for them today.
Saying that, both netminders are there currently. We'll see who wants to finish up after the huddle between the pipes.
There's only 11, Ben, surely.
Well, I can see Hovell there on the back. And it's Stones.
Well,
so Brandon Stones gets a nod. That's very interesting. Now, if I'm the Sheffield Scimitars, I've been watching Drop the Puck, hopefully, and the highlight shows, and I will know that Miles Finney can be caught off guard quite quick if you try right out the trap. So we know Finney's got to be careful of this.
Well, Team Stripes tonight,
as I've said, is already Mr. Ryder, Mr. 12, and Mr. McKinnon.
Mr. Ryder, very familiar face here at Planetize Widnes. Just having a chat there.
Yeah, it's going to be Morris who goes in for the starting draw here. Scott Morris looks like he's going up against Joe Coulter. And you can see some of the players that have been sporting temporary shirts over the last couple of weeks. So Corson Heron gets his shirt, Meehan gets his shirt. And away we go in this first period, and immediately it's the Scimitars who grab that and throw it forward, and Morris chase it into the corner. Murray comfortably sends it round, Ruddock all the way around and out the zone. And that is all Widnes, literally, Gary, have to do all day. Is just drop the puck into the zone, calmly skate back and rotate quickly, keep those fresh legs on the ice, because by third period, those bus legs will have well and truly set in.
Yeah, it's, I'm going to keep saying it, numbers are going to cost them today, I think, Sheffield, but if they can get a quick score on the board, that will bode them well.
Morrison, Coulter in for the draw again. Early shot on, you see. Posted out in front there was Will Slosley. Corson Heron tries to clear it out, manages to get something on it. Couldn't be reeled in there by Giuseppe. Adam Giuseppe sends it over to his D-man. Great pass to Coulter, lovely little drag move. Far side Corson Heron puts it back into the middle. Tries to feed it back across to Jaceko back door, and it's intercepted by the Scimitars defence. Not G, sorry, I fell for it. Lee Kemp. Sends it forward. See, you've got to keep your eye on the puck, Gary.
I know.
Turner sends it round. Yeardley looks up ice. Good forward check pressure from Hyde. It's turned over once more. Yeardley looks up ice. He's got a man moving in Rogers. Rogers picks it up as he gets his own. Looks to take a shot, and there's not much in there. Sends it all the way around for Daneko. Daneko loses possession, and here come the Wild Williamson. Williamson drops it to Hyde. Tries to get it back door again to Hopkins. And you can see the Wild have been mixing up the lines this week, which is interesting.
Well, obviously the omission of Gilbert will...
And I'll tell you what's really interesting right now is Jonathan Williamson skating as a forward here in this play. Well, Nathan Britton went and sat in defence. Britton, a former Sheffield player himself, out in front. Smothered that one out well. Hyde tries to use the half boards. They've managed to clear the zone to Hopkins. Hopkins on his own, looks up ice, takes it into the zone. Sean Wild putting the pressure on the body on there. But he's come out with Hopkins. He's dragged it all the way through. Drop pass. Picked up once more by Morris. Morris looks up ice. Tries to get his feet going. Reads the check from Armstrong well. Slams on. Now Allen gingerly dumps it into the corner. Say, couldn't quite get there. Turner. Again, tries to dump it in. But dump and chase hockey is not what Sheffield can afford to do.
No, I get the feeling they're going to be doing that though to get a breather.
Barlow, you should see there, he tried to drag it over. It was Turner who denied him there. And Oliver Turner putting the pressure on Jackson and Barlow. Little miscommunication, but Barlow wins that puck, comes out with it, takes it into the zone. Yeardley's going to jump on that, look to turn it round quickly. Decides there's nothing on and goes back. Morris comes off the skate. Yeardley, Say, picks that up, but Barlow's there to put the body on immediately. Wild pass picked up by Hager. Hager tried to feed it into the middle to Barlow quickly, and well, that's a dangerous line right there with Greaves, Hager and Barlow. In the form that Joe Greaves has been in recently, sniping.
Yeah, he'll love the opportunity today.
Mitchell, round the back of his own net. Williamson gives it up. Mitchell chasing in. They've got it to Rogers inside the dot. Rogers for the Scimitars round the back. Pywell. Late addition to the roster. Greaves plays it off the boards and over. And that's going to be an icing call as we go back up the other way. I do apologise if you're watching the stream. I am still suffering a bit of a chest infection, so I'm coughed once or twice. I do apologise. Right on cue.
Oh dear.
Apologies. Face-off will be right-hand side of Miles Finney's net, and it's won by the Wild. They throw it forward, sent straight back in by the Scimitars, however. Turned over in a dangerous position. Pywell looks to get something out there. Tries to go back door. Great work by Daneko, and he couldn't quite get there. Off the half boards again. Sheffield doing everything they can to keep that in with Harper.
Oh!
Daneko trying to feed a man out in front. Drops it for Pywell. Cam Pywell now bodied off the puck. This time by Taylor. And Regan Taylor wearing that Hager shirt in the earlier games. Speaking of Hager, plays a lovely pass forward for Edwards. Edwards puts pressure on Harper. Harper manages to calm him down and get that puck away. Send straight back into Edwards once more. Edwards couldn't quite get round Sean Wild. Daneko picks up the loose puck down the wing. Tries to throw a move. Good poke check in by Jack Murray. Gets it to Say, Isaac Say. Loses out there to Ruddock. And it's thrown forward. You can see there, Edwards shakes his head. He knew he should have had that. It's going to be Turner. Round the back of his net, tries to get something going. Good poke check. Jaceko takes possession off him. Say brought in very quickly to try and deal with the situation. Coulter pickpockets him, however. Sends it back round. Loose puck. Picked up by the Sims. Sosley couldn't quite reel that one in. Murray does get there though. Yeardley at the point to pick that up. Spins round. Jamie Yeardley. Sorry, apologies. Josh Yeardley looking for something to do. Well, that was a good effort there by Say. Spun round on the back door, but here's a break by the Wild. Comes to nothing. Good breakout pass. And now Corson Heron looks up ice. Coulter drops it for Hopkins, dumps it in. Giuseppe sends over around for Corson Heron. Right out in front, and what a pass that was.
No one there.
No, Coulter managing to get there this time, and both of these Widnes lines are sporting some talent, Gary, I must admit.
Yeah. It's not what Sheffield want to see.
Yeardley. Timing it. Potential high stick. And they've called it. There's a high stick call on Andy Hopkins. So that's going to be coming back. 13:40 remaining in this first period. And still very much each team feeling each other out. But so far, the Scimitars withstanding any pressure from the Wild. Face off out in front of the Scimitars bench between Britton and Pywell. Goes the way of the Scimitars. Wild looks back. Sent a stretch pass through the legs of Hughes to Dineco. Gets there. Dineco back to Pywell. Hughes goes out to meet him. Plays it off the half boards to Morris. And here they go. Hopkins on the breakout. Dumped in by Hyde. Hopkins gets there first. Does well to recover that puck. Sees an opportunity to try and get out around his man. Ties up with Harper. Jackson at the point. Off the half boards again. Picked up by Hughes. Bez Hughes of the Wild. Fancies a chance himself.
Oh.
Good effort.
It was open.
It was. Stones read the play well though and got something on it. And now Hyde again. Trying to use the ref almost to screen his play. Pywell scoops that one up, tried to clear it, and he's managed to get it to Rogers. Rogers down that left wing. Turned around again. Greaves immediately onto the puck. Does the clever thing, dumps it in, just allows the players to join him, and here comes Barlow straight out the bench. Well, it looks like they've given Meehan the Gilbert slot, as things seem to be returning to normal now on the lines. Barlow, again, manages to recover that one, returns straight back in. Big hit on the far side there, and he almost met the stanchion that supports the plexiglass. Gets a shot off, it's down the throat. Oh, and there's certainly going to be some questions asked. Greaves is straight in on that one. Barlow is as well. And it was Meehan who'd come up to pressure the netminder, but had slammed on. He hadn't actually gone for anything and was bodied off the puck in a way. And I tell you what, Sheffield cannot afford to be taking these penalties, Gary.
Well, it was Barlow that was on the floor on the ice there, and it looks like Sheffield are going to lose a guy. And what you don't want to be doing is being a man down when you've got so few players.
Well, that's true. And is it Turner? Turner goes to the box, and it does look like there's going to be. It's Barlow goes to the box for the Wild. Well, interestingly, Gary, Sheffield only arriving with 11 players, which is barely the minimum required to play hockey. 2 netminders and 9 skaters.
So they can't afford an injury.
Well, right now, that's one guy off one line, so they're now forced to play 2-line hockey.
So the officials having a bit of a discussion there.
In fact, they've not even got a full 3 set of lines.
So Mr. Ryder just added to his Christmas list.
1 subscription to drop the puck. Thank you, Steve, thank you.
He is a fan of the show anyway. Well, he's ordering something else as well.
I don't think there is a... Right, so we want...
Oh, maybe he's thinking about something that's available on our Drop the Puck shop on Facebook.
Potentially could be, yes.
Something like a beanie or a
hoodie, in fact.
A hoodie, in fact, yeah. T-shirt. All available, of course, on our Facebook page. Drop the Puck merchandise. See what I did there, Ben? See how I did that?
I did. It was cheesily professional.
Just weaved it in there. No one noticed.
Ah, yeah. Right.
So.
Okay, so they're going to say there's 2 more to go.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're going to say Greaves has got to go as well. And by the looks of it, Morris is skating back over to tell the bench, we got to lose another guy.
Bad news, boys. Or is it?
Well, we're just waiting to see what the result is now.
There's only 2 penalties on the board.
I'm looking over, right? Yeah, but they're both 2+2s. So Turner has got 4 minutes on the board. Barlow's got 4 minutes on the board.
So, face off.
And we've got some 4-on-4 hockey. So 4-on-4 as the clock starts again on 11:53. And it's Haggett. Drops it into the corner. Turned around. So it's a 2 minutes cross check plus 2 minutes roughing assessed to Turner. Coulter with a stretch pass, couldn't quite find Ruddock. Foot race.
Yeah.
Can Harper get there? He does. Takes a shot down the throat of Finney.
And again, even though there was a whistle there to deaden the play, didn't manage to keep hold of that puck. And there's words being said there between Jackson and Harper, is it?
And Barlow goes 2 minutes for instigating, 2 minutes for roughing.
Wow.
Interesting. So, face off, right hand side of...
Oh,
good effort from Say. And Finney had to react quickly to that one. Jackson's going to send that into breakaway. Rich Hagger's through. It's only Wild to beat. Sean Wild does everything right. Stones gets himself in the right position. Great pass back to Jackson, who shoots into the glove of Stones. And Stones keeps the Scimitars in this. We'll see that again. Well, looks like the replays have picked up the wrong one there. Apologies. We'll see it there, though. There's the correct replay, and he brings it right back across. Well, it was a quick wrist shot. Flash of the leather. And you see there, it was good effort. Now, Yardley picks that puck up, and at pace through the centre ice. 4 Wild plays around him. Jackson, key poke check at the right time. Hughes. Corson Herring called for it on the far side. However, Hughes decides to dump it in. It's sent round. Corson Herring looks up. He's got Giuseppe in the middle. Jackson on the point. Waits for support on the far side to arrive. Good poke check, however. Again. And it's picked up by Allen. Allen shoots. Late pad save by Finney. And I can tell you now, Miles, Finney best not go to sleep because Sheffield are hunting. Trying to squeeze that one in.
Oh, yeah, definitely tried there near post. But like you say, Ben, can't go to sleep here because Sheffield are trying to have a go.
Very much so.
(10:14) remaining in this first period. 4-on-4.
2 minutes 19 remains on the penalties, Gary.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kemp. Loses out to Pywell. However, Williamson's there to support him. Williamson, great pass to Hyde. Wasn't quite ready for it. Tries to beat out Sean Wild. Wild turns it round for the Scimitars. Sends it forward again. Harper rides the check, but opened the door for Hyde to get in. Slams on, good edge. Britton dropped it back instead to Kemp. Kemp sends it around. Wild's going to get there first. Tries to clear out the zone. Good play by Murray. Back over to Britton. Britton looked for the back door where Hyde was posted. And a bit of a sloppy return pass there that forced the Wild out the zone now. 1:25 left on the power play. Kemp again. Murray. Good play. Coulter drops to Britton. Well, Hagger it was, apologies. Good shot in. And I tell you what, Stone saw that late.
Yeah, lucky he caught that. It was a good shot. But with just over halfway in this first period, it's still Widnes Wild 0, Sheffield Scimitars 0.
For quick face-off there, taken. It was Coulter on the draw. Wild desperately trying to throw it forward. See the opportunity in Hagger on the far side. Hagger throws a move on Morris. Plenty of time, picks his spot, goes to Coulter. Stone gets his stick in the way. Brandon Stone standing on his head right now, certainly keeping Sheffield in this game.
Yep.
Plugged back down the other end though with 50 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Hagger right behind his net now, looks up ice, decides to drop that for Murray. Murray's got support, good little play. Gets it out to Coulter. Coulter with Corson Heron, gets it over again. Corson Heron thinks about it, takes the shot, it's trapped up in the leg blocker there. Well, you see the replay. Corson Heron picked it up there from Coulter now on the blue. Winds up, takes a quick one. Stones drops immediately and smothers that play out. 8:28 left in the period. Good face-off win by the Wild. Shot comes in, looking for the redirect is Corson Heron. 27 seconds left on the power play. Tried to put it through the middle again. Widnes being able to get that puck into the danger zone, but not being able to finish it.
Well, Sheffield are doing enough to keep the Wild at bay.
Hughes loses the puck out neutral zone. Played back by Sheffield. 6 seconds now on the power play as Say picks that puck up. Drop pass. Trapdoor's open. Back to 5-on-5.
Straight away, Barlow's in the action.
As you expect with Barlow. Chomping at the bit to get back in on this. Sees an opportunity, gets his legs going. Matt Barlow goes to coast. Went to take the shot and come off the post. Picked up by Kemp. Kemp thinks about it, puts it back in. Stones, low blocker save. Say has to beat out Williamson. Jonathan Williamson does it for the Wild. Keeps the play alive. Rogers. Bodied off the puck by Greaves. There's a call coming. It's going to be a tripping call on Joe Greaves. And just like that, the Wild, after getting some momentum going, have just handed the advantage back over to the Sheffield Scimitars.
Well, Greaves going to find himself riding a pine for 2 minutes, and it's advantage Sheffield. With 7:14 remaining in this first period, score still remains Widnes Wild 0, Sheffield Scimitars 0.
Face off far side of our commentary position. As the Wild trying to clear the puck out the zone. Couldn't get it all the way out. Yardley picks it up. Quick shot in. Good play set up there. It was Harper who wound that one up and let it rip. And our Wild sends it back to Yardley. Looks up ice. Wild. Back to Yardley. All the way through. Yardley into the corner. As the Scimitars look to set something up now. On the power play, takes the shot instead. Finney spills it up and they've managed to clear it all the way down. 108 on the penalty served to Greaves for tripping. Forecheck pressure coming from Hyde. Pywell picks that puck up. Taylor and Hyde doing well to dispossess and disrupt the play there. And now they've got to get back in time. Pywell, lovely little move with his skate, drags it back on. Taylor does enough. Deneko takes a shot, blockers save, as I believe he was screened in as a high stick call. Is that going to be on Hyde? No, I don't believe there's any player being penalised for that one. They're just going to blow that one dead. 39 seconds left on the power play. Taken quickly by the Scimitars. Dumped into the zone, into the glove of Finney. He's going to freeze that one up. Although he did look like he was about to play it. Mr. Ryder quick on the whistle. 5:45 left in the period. 31 seconds on the power play.
I'm going to say it, Ben. Sheffield's best hopes are picking up the scraps, one of Finney's mistakes. If he drops any loose change, it's the only chance they're going to get.
And Britton's taking it to himself to get something out of this game. Takes it into the corner. Right through into the danger zone, but some good defensive play. As back up the other way come the Scimitars. Morris looking for support. 10 seconds left on the power play now. Pywell. Into the corner, Yeardley. Gets it back. 3, 2, 1. Trapdoor opens, Greaves back into play. And the Scimitars can't get anything out of that. Greaves disrupts that. It's gone to Barlow. Barlow tries to drag it round Yeardley, who goes flat out on the deck. Puts his stick in the way, and we're inside the final 5 minutes of this period. Morris once again dumped into the far corner. Jackson's got to beat out Rogers, does so. Sam Rogers chopping it that well though. Sent all the way around. Wild keeps it in at the point. Barlow trying to feed Hagger. They've managed to get out to Williamson. Williamson's got Greaves high. Greaves the high man. And it's good move by Harper there. Stopped Greaves feeding in. Oh, Greaves in the slot position there all the time to line it up. Couldn't keep control of it though. Jonathan Williamson proving all sorts of trouble right now as a two-way defender.
Well, it's just the kind of position Greaves loves to be in.
Barlow played out, 3 minutes and 59 on the clock. Say gets round his man. Isaac Say winds up, takes a shot. Ooh. It just goes glove side of Finney, and he gets enough on it to turn it around the post. And right now, Say has been the standout guy.
Well, and penalty, tripping call.
Interference call coming.
Yeah, it's going to go on.
Kemp.
Yeah.
There it is. Well, it was Will Solsley who drew that penalty. And now, this is where the Scimitars need to capitalise.
And you can see this is the Scimitars' game plan, isn't it? Draw some penalties, keep the Wild down on numbers.
So Kemp goes the box for 2 minutes. And the Sheffield Scimitars are back on the power play. Face off between Coulter and Say. Sheffield win it. Put it towards net again. Spilt up and turned out by Finney. Taking the time. Morris goes to go tight. You can see what the plan was there. And it's a good clearance by the Wild. But right now, Isaac Say proving to be the potential danger man. Sheffield under pressure from Corson Heron. Good forward check, but they've managed to go all the way down. Coulter puts a body on Morris. Dug out by Dineco, gets it to Say. Say winds up, sends it back to Dineco, shoots! Good effort. Yeardley picks the scraps up, takes another shot. It's fallen back again to the Scimitars. Trying to clear it away desperately. Corson Heron this time dumps it on net. Well played, 1 minute on the power play left. Taylor straight up into the action. Regan Taylor holding up Yeardley, chewing that clock up. Dineco looks up ice, decides to pass that to nobody in the end. Thrown forward again by the Wild, and they're going to chase that one in this time. It's picked up by the Wild. Taylor loses his edge there in the corner. Morris will welcomingly accept that puck. Rogers are unable to do anything with it that time. Stones freezes that up for Turner. 16 seconds left on the power play. Oh. Another shot comes in. Barlow smiling as he does it. He knows what he's up to. Again, Barlow straight on net. 4 seconds left of this power play. And dare I say, Gary, it's been textbook. There we go, trapdoor open. It's been textbook from the Wild on that PK.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, how long will it maintain? They need to keep all their players on the ice. Sheffield certainly doing enough to get them down on numbers.
And right now, Barlow doing all the work. Shot comes in. Low, hard shot from Williamson. Goes to work it again. Couldn't get anything of it that time. Greaves was posted on the back door. Barlow keeps the play alive. Rogers has to go the long way around. 1:10 remains in the period. Morris takes a shot. Good little blocker flick from Finney.
What?
You almost feel, Gary, like Widnes are luring in Sheffield to skate that bit harder to try and burn some energy off us. Barlow winds up, takes a big one from the blue line, comes off the blocker of Stones into the final minute.
The pace is going to take its toll on Sheffield.
Greaves. As Armstrong chases that in on Yardley. It's spilt up. Greaves. Can he get it out in front to anybody? Or will he go alone? Decides to go alone. What a shot and what a save that was. We'll see that again. Joe Greaves circling the dot. And you think, is he, isn't he? Will he pass it off? It's Joe Greaves. He fancies a shot. Rips it right on the top shelf. Brandon Stones has to think quick on that one.
Well, 29 seconds remaining in the period. And both teams looking to try and get on the sheet before the period break.
Britton sends it round for Hyde. Hyde picks it up behind the net. Held up by Sosley. Hopkins has to get in there quick. Hopkins comes out with it for the Wild. It's on the line. He's kept it in. Harper clears it away, however. Oh, and it's gone out now. They're going to say it's an icing call.
6.4 seconds remaining in this first period. Score still currently stands at Widnes Wild 0, Sheffield Scimitars 0.
Well, I'm not sure it is an icing call, Gary, because it looks like... Oh, no, it is. There we go. They've gone down to the Wild zone now with it. Interestingly. Yeah, 6.4 on this one. There we go. Hopkins grabs that, fancies his chances, puts one towards Stones, who it's spilt up. He didn't realise where that had gone, but that's going to be the period. And Brandon Stones there right at the end.
Well, doing what he's been doing all period. The relentless attack from the Wild, and nothing to show for it as we go into this period break. The score stands as Widnes Wild 0, Sheffield Scimitars 0. Join us after this break.
Brakes and Sons sponsor Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to this second period of hockey here at Planet Ice Widnes. The YKK Widnes Wild taking on the Sheffield Scimitars. Gary, no score in that first period, however, plenty of potential. We saw possible opportunities where Sheffield could capitalise, but again, it was that man, Matt Barlow, making things happen for the Wild.
Well, it certainly was, and I'm really, really surprised, if I'm honest. He hasn't managed to get in the score sheet in this first period, but can't take it away from Sheffield. They've done a grand job of thwarting the Wild from getting any points on the board, and as it stands, it's all level, all to play for in this second period.
And here come the Wild.
And I must say, The World Cup must be playing a big part in today's attendance, Ben.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think?
Yeah.
A few Qatar season ticket holders out there, obviously.
Yeah. Again, apologies. I currently suffering with a chest infection, so I do keep coughing. But yeah, Mr. Ride, like, come on guys, come on, how many of you are there? Yeah, there are only 11 Sheffield players. There's a full bench for Widnes.
I think they're waiting for the...
And now the medic, who Bob knows exactly what he's doing. Mr. Ryder wanting to get this game off to a healthy start for the second period.
Well,
and interestingly, the best opportunity for Widnes so far coming right at the dying seconds from that Joe Greaves attempt.
Yeah, he's another player I'm surprised isn't on the score sheet, but right now, the one thing that Wild needs to be doing is staying at the penalty box.
Mr. Ryder looks, tells everyone to get ready, puck drops and away we go for that second period. And immediately, it's a mistake by the Sheffield defenders.
Wow, it's normally the other way, isn't it?
Gives Jessico an opportunity, big bodies on, and already Widnes stepping that physicality up. They know if they can put a bit of hurt onto the Scimitars, they've not really got the depth to be rolling through. And that looks exactly like how they've come out. Ruddock puts it into the middle, turned around, however, picks it back up. Callum Ruddock thrown back in once more into the corner. Quick change for the Wild, and they can afford to do that. Same 5 skaters still out for Sheffield. And I know I keep emphasising it, but it's a key factor today as Morris puts an absolute belter of a pass onto the stick.
And that's exactly what I was saying in the first period, Ben. They're hoping that Finney makes a mistake. What?
And Williamson just bodies Say off the puck there. Hyde picks it up. Hopkins going to chase that down. Turner can't quite get there. Hopkins sends it round for Williamson. Williamson feeds it to Hyde. Hyde was settled. Gets it to Britton. Britton looking for a tiny deflection. And now, dare I say, it looks like Widnes are starting to get out of first gear.
Well, it's not like they needed a rest.
Britton, good effort. Hyde sat back door there, and Stones absolutely doing everything he can to keep the Scimitars in this game.
Just as I said there, it's not like Widnes need to take their time, like they're tired or anything. They didn't even play last night.
No, both teams coming in with fresh legs, but short bench is going to kill them.
Yeah, I wonder how long they're going to last at Sheffield.
Shot in. Greaves again lining it up. Is still adjusting that scope there, Joe.
Yeah.
Barlow holds it up on the far side. Looking for support, and he can't dig it out. Play going to be blown dead. Looks like we've got a face-off to the left-hand side of Stones' net.
Will it be a neutral one? Greaves is not happy about something there.
A few words exchanged. Sheffield player back to the bench. Door closes and away we go again. Trying to push it out. It's thrown towards the net of Stones. Barlow chops at that. Tries to turn it back around. Does so. Meehan struggling to try and dig that out. Scimitars have got a good interception there by Bez Hughes. Hughes looks to play it up quick. Icing, not given. Picked up again in the corner by Meehan. Good battle. And this time it's the Scimitars on the break. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Jackson caught out. What an effort by Rogers, and it's the metal work that denies him. He did everything right. He beat Finney, but he just couldn't quite get it in when it mattered. And here come the Scimitars again with Deneco. Deneco lets it run. Hughes has to turn quickly. Deneco picks up his own dump in. Pulled down by Jackson. Feeds Hagger on the far side. Hagger looks down the wings. Got Barlow in the middle of support. Gets it to Greaves. Greaves winds up. Shoots into the glove of Stones. And I tell you what, that's the best bit of play so far this period from the Wild, Gary.
Yeah, nice tape pass in. Quickly from one end of the ice to the other.
Greaves with that shot though,
yeah,
man.
almost looked like Greaves was going to put that away. But it still remains here with 16:59 on the clock. Widnes Wild 0, Scimitars 0.
Action back underway. Face-off was right-hand side of Stones, and the Sheffield Scimitars have done well to get it out with Morris. Morris sent round the houses, puts a puck through the danger zone. Edwards loses out in the battle on the far side. Support comes in the form of Williamson. Jonathan Williamson has certainly been another standout player for me. Puts another puck on net as Stones forced to play it quickly. Edwards up there now making a nuisance of himself. And you've got Mitchell, Taylor and Edwards. Look at the youth on the ice right now, Gary, for Widnes.
Yeah, well, you're looking at the future, are you?
And right now it's building for them.
Yeah. Nice to see some young heads on the ice.
Mitchell and Taylor causing all sorts of problems there. Edwards comes in for support with Taylor. Battling away well with Yardley.
You're doing enough there to stop them.
It's Morris. Bodied off the puck by Hager. Gets it out to Edwards. Edwards, lovely little drag move around his man. Still Reese Edwards. Couldn't quite get everything on that shot. Gets the second bite of the cherry. Oh. Stones is out of his net. Gets back in. And that's probably a great sign towards Widnes of the pressure they're building.
Yeah, the Stones are knocking the door a bit now, aren't they?
As are the fans, you can hear them getting behind the Wild now. Played forward, looks up ice. Corson Heron gets it to Gisecco. Back to Corson Heron. Round one, round two, goes to skate in and tries to put that far post using the traffic as a screen. See it again in the replay. Lovely little dump out to the wing from Gisecco. Gets it back in, skates inside the dot. And you can see there he's using Coulter as a screen. But Stones again, man. He's everywhere right now, Brandon Stones.
Well, he's keeping them in this game.
And it's the Scimitars that come out with the win of that one. Murray turns it back around, as does Coulter, into the corner. Corson Heron putting the pressure on. Opportunity for the Wild if they could turn it inside and they can't. He's left the zone. Murray has to turn that back. It's chipped in by Gisecco. He's now allowed to chase it in. Puck fed round for Harper. Harper. Good little pass, breakout pass here as they get Pywell, that was. To Cam Pywell again. Rogers. Picked up by Coulter. Leaves it for Ruddock. Sent down the boards. Foot race on with Hopkins. Stones out of his net to play that quickly. Gets it to Dineko. Dineko out to the wing. Pywell looks inside. Decides to blind dump it in. Kemp's going to pick up that one. Gets it to Hyde. Turn back off on the half boards. Britton takes control of this puck now. And that was a failed pass to Hopkins. Is going to run. Are they going to allow the icing call? No, they're not. Hyde picks up a loose puck. Goes down off a stick. Tried to put it in back door was Britton. And there's something going to be called here. And is this on Kemp again? A tripping call. Oh, it's not. It's down this way. I'm looking as he's getting the box. It's Luke Allen. So Allen's going to go to the box. And right now, Widnes, free man on the ice. You can almost guarantee, Gary, they're going to get something from this the way they've been building up.
Yeah, they're starting to ask questions of that Sheffield defence. And now, a man up on the power play. Sheffield have got it all to do now to try and keep this out.
Face-off will be left-hand side of Stones. Hager, let it go right into the blocker. We'll see that again.
Yeah, they're all quick onto him there.
Well, you see the play there. It's a recovered pass, but that guy, Williamson again, knows exactly where Hager's going to be. And I tell you what now, Jonathan Williamson is showing he can hang with the big boys right now. He is certainly one of those names up there, along with the likes of Barlow, that you need to be watching. As I say that though, it is Sheffield who win the face-off and throw it down the Widnes end. Williamson leaves it for Barlow, doing that thing he likes to do, build up speed. Tries to take off, but it's a great poke check by Morris, disrupts that entire play. Say on the high forward check as well. Williamson.
It's almost like he knew what he was going to do there.
Gets it to Britton. Britton in the corner, back to Williamson. Williamson looked. There's no support in the blue. Top of the house now for Greaves.
Oh,
and there it is, it's a tip in. Right in front from that man Hagger. Well, it was coming. We said it was coming, Gary. The build-up. And unsurprisingly, yet again, Joe Greaves snipes one right in the blocker side, low and hard.
Just out of our camera shot there, on the blue line, fires it home, and it gives the Widnes that vital lead. It's now Widnes Wild 1, Sheffield Scimitars 0.
And it's Hagger with the tip in. Well, is this the start of the snowball at the top of the hill, Gary?
Well, we did say there on the power play they had to get a goal. They thought they were going to keep the pressure on, and they did. But can they maintain it now? Because Sheffield are going to start stepping it up a little bit. Or are they going to leave themselves open at the back?
Well, time will tell, Gary, but it's the face-off for the Scimitars. Won quickly. Ruddock brings it down, throws it back in. Great play by Callum Ruddock. He's allowed Corson Heron to chase Wild. Loose puck, sent back, quick up. Great play, Giuseppe feeds it into the middle. Corson Heron and Giuseppe. And it has been awarded to Hagger with the tip in. Giuseppe. Very interesting line, this line, Gary, of Coulter, Corson Heron and Giuseppe. Good move by Coulter, disrupts that one. Picked up, however, by Pywell. Pywell cuts inside, and Pywell equalises it in the blink of an eye. Well, you see that again. Cam Pywell's picked it up on his own blue, skates through. Corson Heron and Ruddock unable to get the sticks right in the way, and he just goes blocker side.
Yeah, catches Finney on the hop. So it's now Widnes Wild 1, Sheffield Scimitars 1. And we've got a game, Ben. I said they'd come back into this.
I wasn't expecting that quick though, Gary. Caught me on the hop. Action back underway, 12-22. As the puck dropped, but Hyde's going to pick that loose puck up. Britton. Kem does well. They're trying to clear the zone now, Wild. Scimitars happy to get something going. But Dan Hyde, at pace, dumps it in himself, chases it in. Picks it up, gets it out to the point. Kem couldn't keep control of it. And this is what the Scimitars are doing so well, is they're capitalising on the opportunities they're being given.
Yeah,
they've got 2 men high, 3 men high right now, and here's Williamson. It's a 3-on-2 situation. Dineco gets back 3-on-3.
Oh.
Key pass, Britton shoots, good save. Stones keeps them very much in this game. Hopkins in the corner. Scimitars clear it out. Williamson just, where's Dineco, sees him. Brings him back into a situation where he's got eyes on. Hyde again. Kemp. Hopkins. Back to Kemp. Good. Porky put it right on net. However, Kemp needs to get back now. It's break from Dineco and the Scimitars. Good blocker save. Finney has to send that out. Good up against Jackson. He's got support in Armstrong. Jackson tries to get it back across. I believe it was off the leg pads then. Greaves. Barlow. Wild just going to calm this down and set themselves up now in the Scimitars zone. No sooner have I said that, they've turned it over. Huh. Morris through neutral ice. Takes a shot off the side netting.
Oh, sitting on the back of the goal.
Hughes looks to play it out quickly. Turn back in. It was Armstrong on the far side. Jackson has to think quick.
And that's what they're doing. They're catching the Wild.
Gets the Barlow in the middle. Barlow leaves the puck behind. Does well to maintain it though. It's skated over. It's still Barlow to Greaves. Greaves! What a save. Stones again. And Barlow jumps on to avoid contact with Brandon Stones. Hughes gets round, Say, off the half boards to Greaves. Stretch pass over to Hagger. Hagger looks up, skating to the back door is Barlow. Great cut out there by the Scimitars defence. Gets to Neko. Shot comes in from Rogers, and that's up and off. And I tell you what, there may be a few of them, but man, they are skating hard.
What they're doing is, whenever the Wild seem to just be getting the puck, they pass it across. As soon as somebody just gets to it, there's a Scimitar straight on top of them. They're putting the Wild under a lot of pressure before they can actually get things sorted.
Almost like both teams are trying to play the high man.
Yeah, but somebody's going to get caught out. It's going to be a mistake.
Face-off will be right-hand side of Finney's goal.
You can't write the Scimitars off yet.
No. It was Taylor and Pywell in for the draw. It's gone away of the Scimitars out in front. It's bobbling away and it's in. Well, you saw what was happening there, and it's exactly as we'd said, Gary. The puck comes in, and Miles Finney, he's just not able to handle it. It bobbles round. Mitchell couldn't clear it, and it's fallen to the Scimitars there. And I tell you what, with a flash of an eye, or a blink of an eye, I should say, it's now YKK Widnes Wild 1, Sheffield Scimitars 2.
Well, a bit of a shock scoreline so far, but the Scimitars have been worthy of it. Wild have been caught napping, and they've got to do something now.
It was that man Deneko with the goal. And here they go again, the Scimitars. Pywell trying to find Deneko on the back door. Big stretch. Harper gets it back up to Rogers. Pywell forced to get onside. Deneko, well, you see it there, he was trying to get the puck round Williamson. Harper. Yeah, so it's Deneko from Rogers is the official marking on the goal. 9 minutes, 9 remaining in this period. We're halfway through this hockey game now, Gary.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, this is not the scoreline I was expecting, if I'm honest.
No, and got to give it to the Scimitars. They're coming in with a game plan, and they're sticking to it.
What a play this is. Coulter drops it back, shot. Well, there's the Wild. Let's see that again. Played up, taken in. Quick pass from Corson Herring's Coulter. Coulter drops it back for Giseko. Giseko rifles it. Top shelf past Brendan Stones. And just like that, it's YKK Widnes Wild 2, Sheffield Scimitars 2. We've definitely got a game.
Don't blink, folks. If you need to go to the toilet, you're going to have to hold on to it.
Yeah, another 8 minutes 58 first. Puck drops again and one away, and it's immediately thrown forward by the Wild. Scimitars turn it round. What a team goal that was, oh Gary.
Yeah, it was a good reply to that Scimitars goal, though.
And here they come again. Sent back behind the net. Coulter. He's got support in Giseko. Ruddock on the blue. He's allowed to skate out with it. Comes all the way out to the slot. Corson Herring turned around. Puck picked up once more by Giseko. Adam Giseko tried to play it around. Say in there. Digs it out. Isaac Say for the Scimitars. Bodied off it. And there's a big hit on Williamson. Oh, Coulter there. Say again does enough to clear the zone. Murray, great play to Ruddock. Quick up. It was Hopkins. Hopkins, well, he put it, look like he came off the bar, rolled out. And Say, again, that man in the way. Hyde plays well into the middle. And that's offside. That was Andy Hopkins had already well got over. Pity, there was good opportunity building for Widnes, and you can see again, though, Gary, both teams shifting through the gears now, the physicality slowly stepping up.
Yeah. The Wild know they're in a game now, and they've got to start putting stuff together, playing like we've seen them play in the last few weeks.
Picked up by the Scimitars, breaking forward. Deneko again. Takes a shot low and hard, goes wide of the net. And Finney will be glad of that one. Hopkins on the chase, so can he beat out Wild? Puts the forecheck on. Deneko, great play to Pywell. Pywell up that wing, far side. He's got Jackson and Britton in pursuit. Gets it back. Picked up by Deneko, shot in again. Pywell's back door. Swiped out in front. I'll tell you what, Finney can't get there on the puck through his own men. Wow. It's his own men that are blocking him there. All the way up the other end though. Greaves shoots. Spilt up by Stones. And that was Hughes that couldn't get there in time. Deneko back up the other way, sends it round. Greaves went to put the body on. Rogers picks it up. Shouts coming from Barlow this time. He puts it back down on the net of Stones. Greaves forced back to pick the puck up. Sends it back to Jackson, trying to draw that Sheffield side out, create a bit of space. It's getting a bit cramped in both zones. Yeardley. Sends it round Meehan. Williamson. Throws a little move to beat Sosley. Sent back in again. Finney takes his time. Jackson's there. Body on from Morris. Causes a mistake, and you can see prowling around there was Luke Allen. But here comes Barlow for the Wild. Barlow takes the shot into the glove of Stones. 6:10 on the clock. And you tell you what, the Scimitars still looking sharp.
Yeah, they're waiting for any little scraps. And so far, they're giving a good account of themselves.
Face-off will be left-hand side of Brandon Stones' net. Looks like it's going to be Morris and... Is that Coulter? No, it's Greaves, isn't it? Shot in! It's not, it's Hagger, so it was Hagger in for the draw. Second bite of the cherry for Hagger there as he tried to throw it in. Morris and Hagger on that backboard, battling away. Allen. Good move by Mitchell. Spins on it is Taylor. Edwards, apologies. Now the Scimitars look to reset and go again. Great up pass with Yeardley, given to Taylor. Regan Taylor just lets it go for Kemp. Williamson. Knocked on by Taylor. Well, you can see what the plan was there. Great defensive read by the Scimitars. Forecheck pressure again. Stretch pass gets Edwards open. Edwards shoots, it goes high. Rebound comes out, he's picked it back up again. Battling behind the net. Sheffield with possession now. Body on from Britton. Turned into the corner by Stones. Sosley. Is that turning out, I believe? Ooh, hard and low, exactly where he wants it. Sheffield now digging on the boards, trying to push this forward. Another shot in. Deneko is causing all sorts of problems right now for Widnes.
Yeah, and the Wild defence just sitting there napping.
Coulter with the puck, gets it over. Back to Ruddock, who is skating in on it. Corson Heron. Ruddock just takes control of the situation. Pulls the forwards out. Murray. Fans on the clearance. Deneko's there. Tries to find Rogers in the middle. Unlucky bounce.
Oh.
Pywell loses that one. Sent it back in. Deneko again. It was into the glove and out of Finney. Probably not the wisest move. Coulter picks it up, throws it forward. Skate onto by Giuseppe. Gets round Harper. Still Adam Giuseppe. Backhand. Great move. Sheffield defensively, they managed to reel that one in last second. But right now, Harper putting on a little clinic. Giuseppe picks it up, tries to get to Coulter, does so. Coulter, round the back of the net. Drops it out in front, shot in! You can see Hopkins was screening Stones there. Stones leaps on that one as Hyde's skating in on it. And it was great play by the Wild, unlucky. You see it again. Coulter skating around the back of the net. There it was Hopkins as a screen. The shot came in, but Stone sees enough of it in the end to jump on that one.
Well, Lucky break for the Scimitars there.
And the net off its moorings. So Mr. Ryder and Stones just fixing that. Or is it his leg pads, I believe? Ever the helpful hand there, Mr. Ryder. 3 minutes 24 remaining in this second period. 2 goals apiece in this period. And the game came alive, but both teams will be looking to try and capitalise and get something going into the end.
And it gives us an opportunity to remind our viewers to tune into the highlight show at the end of the week. You catch more goals just like this from games around the Model League.
Morris and Hopkins in for the draw. Hopkins pulls that down out the air. Behind the net, gets spun around. Britain's going to chase that into the corner. Sheffield try and clear it and do so. Done back in. Wild forced to tag up. And Sheffield trying to break out now with Sosley, intercepted by Hyde. Still Hyde for the Wild. Twists and turns, creates space for himself. Britain shot in.
Ooh.
That was from TJ on the point there.
Yeah.
Yeardley. Well, it's going to be the Scimitars who break now with Say. Say slams on. Does a little move to get around Hughes. Takes it into the corner. Gets his body on for his trouble. Yeardley puts it towards net. You can see Sosley there is trying to act as a screen. It's going to be Jackson now for the Wild. Knocked forward. Hager couldn't quite get on it, not what he wanted. He's going to pursue Yeardley off the half boards. Good little move as freed Morris. Morris looking for support in the middle. And it's that
well
man, Matt
put
Barlow,
out.
who comes to the rescue of the Wild. Sent back in. Morris holds it up. Turns it around once more. Barlow feeds Greaves on the point. Scimitars clearing. It's a 3-on-2 situation. Rogers puts it into the middle. Pywell, stick lift is crucial at the right time from Greaves. Cam Pywell was winding up for that one. And here comes Barlow with space in front of him. This is when he's at his most dangerous. Still, Matt Barlow goes to go all the way. Crashes the net himself. And it's just going to trickle all the way through for Stones to comfortably jump on. But you see there, look at the amount of space that they're giving him there. He decides to cut in last second. Tries to force it in himself in the 5-hole of Stones. But you can't give Barlow that much space, Gary.
No, you can't, because if you do, normally it make you pay. But as it stands here with 1 minute 24 remaining in this second period, it's Widnes Wild 2, Sheffield Scimitars 2.
Face off taken quickly. Kemp just loses sight of that for a second. Thrown forward by Dineco into the opposite corner. Williamson has to get there first. Coulter, great play out, and it's great little breakaway from Edwards. Edwards is 1-on-1, and it's in! They've given it Reece Edwards. Well, Stones has ended up in a heap in the back of the net, but you see it there. It's Harper who skates back. Looks like he almost trips Edwards, but Edwards does enough to get the puck past Brandon Stones. Well, the Scimitars are not happy with that at all. Stones is protesting.
Mr. Ryder must have seen it all the way in. He was in the right spot, and he's called it.
Well, with 1 minute 4 remaining in this second period, we're waiting to see exactly.
It's exactly the position Widnes want to be in now, going into this period break.
So Mr. McKinnon just skating over to the bench to speak to the Sheffield bench there. It looks like the goal stands, however.
Yeah, so with 1:04 remaining in this second period, it's Widnes Wild 3, Sheffield Scimitars 2.
And look at that for a match-up there. They've put Say against Edwards. Two of the smallest players on the ice. Brandon Stones is not happy with the call at all as play resumes. Yeardley back, centre forward once more. Pulled out the air by Taylor. Coulter tried to play it out. That's an offside call. So it's a delay penalty call. Interesting. It would have been a tripping call on Edwards, but because he scored on the penalty, they've gone straight back to 5-on-5. Edwards looks to get Coulter away. Still fighting away, clears his own well. Young Edwards again, proving why he's wearing that shirt. And this time, it's Taylor. Taylor gets it over to Coulter. Coulter to Taylor. I was wide on the back door and there's a call. And it's an interference call on Edwards. Well, look, he looks like he's been told to come in for this tea. He's not upset. Come on. You're sweating. Look, you pant like a dog. Come sit down for 5 minutes.
Yeah, Mum said. Now, you can't take it away from him. That guy can play. But nevertheless, no sooner were we talking about him, and he's ended up in the penalty box, and it's handed an advantage here to Sheffield Scimitars, who are a goal down.
Face off. Left-hand side of Finney, taken quickly, won by Sosley. And it's gone the way of the Scimitars. Turner to Deneco. Say. Deneco gets it over. Shot in from Morris. And goes up into the netting. Well, interesting there. So can the Wild withstand the penalty kill? They've done it before. I'll tell you what, Sheffield are building momentum as they force that one out there with Hyde. Hyde's going to chase Turner.
And the clock's ticking down now, only a couple of seconds remaining.
And there it is there. So the Scimitars are going to start the third period with the man advantage. But right now on the scoreboard, it's the YKK Widnes Wild who go in the lead. It's now YKK Widnes Wild 3, Sheffield Scimitars 2. Join us for the rest of the action right after this short break.
Brakes and Sons sponsor Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to this third and hopefully final period here on Drop the Puck for the match between the Widnes Wild and the Sheffield Scimitars. Score currently stands at Widnes Wild 3, Sheffield Scimitars 2. Ben, I believe you may have some news on scores around the doors.
Yeah, the other games taking part tonight are the Blackburn Hawks against the Whitley Warriors. That's currently 5-2 at the end of the second period in favour of the Whitley Warriors. And the other game that's not long faced off is the Nottingham Lions against the Billingham Stars. And Nottingham have just pulled one back, so it's currently 1-1.
Oh, interesting results there. And that, obviously that score at Nottingham could be vital to those top table class.
It certainly will be, but we're back here at Planet Ice Widnes as Mr. Ryder gets ready, drops a puck, and don't forget it is the Scimitars that are on the power play with that penalty awarded to Rhys Edwards. The dying minutes of period 2 is immediately it's Coulter and Corson Herring who are putting the pressure on. Scimitars down that left side though. Looking to cut back in with Say. Find Yeardley at the point. Skates along the line. Sends it back. Morris puts one in. It's off the blocker of Finney. Turn back around. And it's a good opportunity for Corson Heron. As Yeardley now back behind his own net. At pace, gets it to Dineco. Dineco down that left wing one more time. Looks to go around. Ruddick all the way around. Drop pass. Turner put it through and across. It's gone behind the net. Say desperately trying to get in on that. Good play against the boards. Picked up once more by Dan Hyde of the Wild, who throws it down the other end. It's going to be Morris who picks that up. Stones just comes out of his net. 12 seconds left on the power play now. Played quickly at pace to Rogers. Rogers opens his stride, but he only meets a Widnes defender who throws the puck back down. 2-1, trapdoor opens. Back to 5-on-5. Morris just looking where the pass would go. It was Yeardley, but it's going to be Barlow intercepts out, loses it out, however, to Rogers. Rogers skates all the way around. Turner shoots and it sails wide, glove side of Finney. Pywell holds it up on the boards. Dumps into the corner between Jackson and Hughes. They're going to comfortably get there. Oh no, he's been pickpocketed. And Sheffield looking to set up again. Dineco. Jackson tries to play it out quickly. Hager manages to clear the zone. Pywell in a foot race, being chased by Barlow. Yeardley. Hager's trying to pickpocket him. Yeardley manages to push it forward for Pywell. Tie up on the boards once more. Scimitars come out with that. Rogers off the half boards, feeds it around for Cam Pywell one more time. Looks to go in the danger zone instead. Wild have coughed up loose with that, and it's Hager. Hager's got Greaves in support. Just slows things down, lets everybody get in. Great play from Williamson. Greaves behind the net, gets it out in front, and there's no one there. Loose puck comes down to Finney, who looked like he was going to grab a quick drink of his bottle there. Now Kemp behind the net. Looks to set something up. Coulter, still Coulter, does all the hard work, and he's going to be a call. Well, Coulter did all the hard work and sat down Stones, but there's an interference call coming. We'll see who that's on now. And that's going to be on number 37, Luke Allen. So Allen goes back the box once more. 16:35 in this third period. It's going to be a power play Widnes Wild. Coulter and Morrison for the draw. Left hand side of Stones' net. Hyde picks it up at the point. Hopkins around the back. Back to Coulter. Hopkins again. Corson Heron acting as the screen. Drops it for Murray. Coulter, you can see Hyde's wide open here on the back door. That's the play. Got it to Murray instead. Murray takes a shot. Spilt up. And now this is where the Wild need to be careful. They'll be caught on the hop. Morris tries to take that opportunity. Thrown forward. But it's Corson Heron who turns it back around for the Wild. Dumped back into the corner. 1:19 left on the power play. Dineco just enables that all the way out. It's going to be Jack Murray who skates back for that one. Murray picks it up. Good stretch pass. Finds Britton. Nathan Britton has Hopkins in the middle, who's tied up in a net battle. Shot comes in from Murray off the leg pad to Rogers. Spilt it once more. Great PK so far from the Sheffield side, Gary.
Yeah, doing really well. It's Wild trying just to get another score on the board, but unfortunately, Scimitars are doing a great job.
You can see, like that pass there from Murray to Barlow that was just intercepted by Pyrewell.
Yeah.
It's their own mistakes that are getting Sheffield in this game.
Yeah, Sheffield just reading the game really, really well, I think.
Williamson, it's run by Greaves to Hagger. Hagger, it's 27 seconds left on the power play. Back to Greaves once more. Greaves doing what he does best. Eyed that shot up Barlow, and tell you what, Greaves can let that go at a blink of an eye. You've got to keep it on all the time. Barlow now looks like he's going to go all the way round. Body on from Harper. Hagger shoots outside net. Picked up by Barlow again. Can he get it to Williamson? Back to 5-on-5 as Allen back out.
A good penalty kill by the Scimitars.
Williamson now fighting away, gets it to Britton. Britton being pursued by Yardley. Hagger at the point, winds up, lets one go. Williamson was skating in, then looking for the loose change, but here come the Scimitars with Pyrewell. Greaves goes to put the body on. Barlow and Greaves turn that around, under pressure now with Britton as well. Britton picks the puck up, Nathan Britton feeds it to Greaves. Greaves winds up, shoots, Joe Greaves! Well, he knows his sweet spot, Gary.
And as quick as you like,
yeah,
he feeds away on that. Wide open in the middle, takes his chance and squeezes it past Stones and gives Widnes an edge here now as it's Widnes Wild 4, Sheffield Scimitars 2.
Well, that man Greaves, he's obviously cleaned his scope, readjusted it, did that with a snipe and a half.
Well, they needed that, the Wild. And they're edging away here slightly as we start the game again.
Wild in possession. Sean Wild, that is. Gets it over to Isaac Say.
Thing is now, Ben, will Sheffield open themselves up a bit trying to get back on the score sheet?
Potentially. This is where it's dangerous now for Sheffield. It's the most dangerous part of the game. 2 goals behind. You either throw everything at it to get back level, or you sit back and damage limitation. As the puck comes all the way down to Bez Hughes of the Wild behind his own net. Isaac Say again on that pressure. Great play by Corson Heron there. Feeds Coulter. Coulter thinks quickly, gets it back to Hughes. Hughes gains his own, dumped in. It's going to be Giuseppe who chases that one up. Adam Giuseppe lets it run for Corson Heron again. Back out to Coulter. Skating out in front. Giuseppe, 2 men there, but it's Bez Hughes who grabs it. Well, it was him or Giuseppe who were going to get it. You see it again there. Great play in. Corson Heron to Coulter. Coulter out in front of that danger zone. It's the play they've been looking for all day. This time, though, there's a man there in the form of Bez Hughes. And just like that, it's Widnes Wild 5, Sheffield Scimitars 2.
Well, scoreline's starting to look a little bit more like we predicted at the start of the show, as Wild are starting to find their feet in this game a little late. And Sheffield are starting to be opened up a little more as the netminders skate over.
So Stones just having a quick word with Howell.
I wonder if he's asking Giovanni in now.
12 drops the puck and away we go with Pyrewell, who jumps on it and skates forward. Kyle Pyrewell goes to go all alone.
Whoa.
Rogers picks up the loose puck though. 13 minutes left in this game. Great play from Hopkins, has got Britton away. Britton has Turner to beat, tries the shot on Stones, picks his own deflection up. Murray puts it through traffic, turned out once more. Britton, will he look to do the same? Does, get it to Murray again. Murray, this time tried to go short to Hyde. Hyde, great pass, picked up by Ruddock. Callum Ruddock sends it into the corner, needs to think quickly, and they've done what they needed to do and clear the zone. And now Murray, as you go for a quick change with Widnes. Sheffield have been rolling 2 lines all day, and it's starting to take its toll on them now, and that's going to be an offside call.
Yeah, they are struggling a little bit now. And the number of players, you can just see by the shot there from our camera the difference. Sheffield, very few substitutes, so rotations very, very limited in the sense of what you can put out there, really.
Face off, left hand side of Miles Finney's net, 12:09 on the clock. Face off taken by the Wild, Nats up and out of play. So we're going to go again. It was Harper who looked to clear that. I think it might be trapped in the equipment of Edwards.
Well, that'll be interesting in the changing room later when that drops out.
Coulter wins the face-off, gets it to Williamson. And Williamson, I tell you what, just loses his edge there. But he's been dead sharp. Coulter in for support though. And it is Isaac Sayers really giving some trouble there. Knocked on by Taylor. Coulter chases it into the corner, gets it to Taylor. Taylor behind the net of the Scimitars. Good little battle goes on between himself and Harper. And off the puck, there's something going on between Taylor and Harper, and that's going to get called. And it's Taylor who's going to go to the box. And Harper, they're both going to go for roughing. Are they? No, Harper's getting back to his bench. It's either going to be a holding call or an interference.
Well, the thing is now, it's the one thing the Wild don't want to be doing is handing an advantage to Sheffield.
2 minutes for holding. Well, you can see now 11:28 left in the game, 5-2 in favour of Widnes, but it's the Scimitars on the power play. Regan Taylor in the box. Sent all the way round. Hagger's going to be there. He's got Stones to beat. Stones manages to clear it out though. Quick up. Hughes and Deneco. Hughes stops Deneco getting that into the danger zone. Isaac's there. Isaac Say. Yeardley takes the shot out in front. Into the corner by Jackson, who clears it up. And they've got Barlow there. It takes a shot. I tell you what, I was not far off if Stones hadn't got something on that then. Say, great play. Gets it back to Turner. Turner feeds it back. A little bit of D2D going on. Yeardley looks up. A minute of this power play already gone, almost. With 1:05 now. Fighting away on that board. Again, they've come out with it. And Jackson feeds that over. Tries to find Hagger. He's going to head back. Quick change. Sims looking for the higher man. Inside. Get it. 42 seconds on the power play. Corson Heron tried to play it off the glass there and out, but he ends up almost coming off the face of Jake Lowndes. That was lucky.
10:04 remaining in this third and final period. Widnes Wild, a man down, but they currently stand at 5-2 ahead of the Scimitars.
Win the face-off, clear it out the zone and force the Scimitars back with 30 seconds left on the power play. Fighting away on the board to try and clear it over the line. Wild do so, 20 seconds left on the penalty. Sent all the way down once more for Stones. Harper drags it forward. Shot on, it's come off the blocker of Finney. Quick thinking by the Wild. Deny another opportunity for the Sims. Trapdoor opens, Taylor back out. That's another successful PK for the Wild, and that's going to be delay a game.
Interesting.
He's giving it, but he's not pulling anyone in for it. So face-off will be on the far side of our commentary position here. left-hand side of your screen, you see there, 9:22 left. Hyde just stands on the puck and intently stops the Scimitars getting anything going. Hyde tried to get it across to Britton, that is. Say picks up the loose puck, has to think quickly. Gets the body on from Hyde, and it's going to be a call. What's this? Interesting to see. They're saying knee to knee. And Say has gone down hard for that one. He's having to be helped off. Dan Hyde is not normally the person you'd see step up and put that sort of hit on.
Well, let's hope that isn't a serious injury. And Say return to the ice, hopefully, but with just over halfway through this third and final period, that could be the last bit of action we see from him.
Great to see sportsmanship there as the fans give him a clap as he makes it to the bench. However, it's turning that screw ever so more on the Scimitars. They've not got the numbers to be falling back on, Gary.
No, and we said this at the top of the show, numbers will play a big part in this game. Fitness, injuries, penalties. This game's had everything, hasn't it?
And it looks like there's a timeout being called by Sheffield. I'm not sure, well, I don't know if they're just taking advantage of the time being discussed with the officials, but they've gathered around the drawing board.
Maybe they're just getting warm, Ben.
You see there, directing traffic is Morris. And it's a 5-minute major on Hyde.
Wow.
Well, that's going to be interesting. I tell you, you don't normally see Hyde creating those sort of things.
I think it was accidental, to be honest with you. It looked like Say was cutting back across.
I genuinely thought it was a clean hit. However, I must have missed something. Well, we can see that we're going to get a face-off.
And most notably...
Yes, good spot, Gary. So there's been a netminder change. So Stones goes off and Tom Hovell comes on.
And we know what Hovell can do.
He certainly fills that net.
Yeah. So while they've got the opportunity in the man advantage, Sheffield going to try and put some pressure on the Wild net.
Morris gets out top of the shop. Takes a shot in, deflects out. Deadly.
Oh!
And here we go. Good breakout pass, Hopkins to Britton. Britton goes to go short-handed in. And then obviously the major penalty assessed to Hyde, 5 minutes. They've given it as, it sounded like you said tripping.
Yeah.
But it's a major because of the way it's gone. Swung round. Yeardley shot in. Spilt up.
Oh.
Scimitars desperately trying to get it there. The Wild doing enough to clear it out. Sent back in once more. And Jackson brings down a player there. The puck cleared all the way down to the net of Hovell. Well, Say has not moved on that bench. So whether that's the game for him. Barlow plays that. Sends it all the way back into the corner. 3 minutes 40 on the penalty to kill so far. Again, you can see Sheffield are just rotating now. Trying to keep as much as the energy on the ice as they can. And I tell you who's been a playmaker for me today, Gary, is Dineko.
Yeah, he was the first goal scorer for them as well.
And that's enough. Oh, is that the call? That's going to be on Greaves.
Oh, no.
Well, we got a fellow's favourite coming up. Three minutes 23 still standing. It's a hooking call. See Mr. Ryder just explaining to Joe Greaves there. And again, timeout called by Sheffield. It is an official timeout this time. They've all gathered around that drawing board once more.
Well, be interesting to see because they did come here with a game plan, Ben, and I don't know how well it's going for them, but they've managed to get 2 scores on the board. There's 2 Wild players in the penalty box, 7:25 remaining. It's a bit of an uphill climb, but they could easily tie this up.
Very much so, you are right. And there's the timeout finished. It's going to be interesting to see what was on that drawing board, what they're planning on. Okay, 7:25 left in the game. A solid 2 minutes with a 5-on-3, and then a further 1:23 on the power play with that penalty still being assessed to Hyde.
Well, Wild have got to play smart hockey now.
Face off left hand side of Finney. Well, that was very, very clever in the play there. They managed to clear it down. However, it's now down to Murray, Coulter and Riddick to just absorb whatever's coming at them now. And it's Morris down the left wing. Wild at the blue line gets it. Wild, all that space now for him. Shot comes in. Finney does enough to turn it around. Deneco in the office. Picks it up, gets it out to Turner. Turner puts it back in down the throat of Finney, and that's exactly what the Wild are going to want all day.
Yeah, just eat that clock up.
We'll see it again, the replay there. Deneco in the office finds Turner at the point, who winds one up. No real screen on, but you could see there it was Morris who skated out in front looking for the tip-in. And then he's directing traffic afterwards, so obviously something drawn up on the old tablet on the far side. Again, Turner gets it over to Wild this time. Wild thinks about it, shoots off the blocker of Finney. Second bite of the cherry and the scrape, and there it is! We'll have pulled one back. We'll see the goal again. It's Wild who puts the initial puck in, blocker save from Finney, puts it right in the path of Allen, and then dabbing at the pickle, and it comes away on Morris's stick.
Well, interesting. As we just wait for it to go on the scoreboard, it has done now. It's Widnes Wild 5, Sheffield Scimitars 3.
And that goal cancelling out the Joe Greaves penalty, so we're back to 5-on-4 with the penalty being assessed to Hyde earlier on for that hit on Say. And again, I'll just note Isaac Say has not returned to the ice at all, or even stood up for that matter.
So what Wild can't afford to do now is any more penalties.
And that's going to go up the other way. It's an icing call. This is perfect opportunity for the Wild now. Try and open up that lead again. Hager goes in for the draw. Can't quite reel that one in as Rogers darts forward. Rogers down the wing, pursued by Hughes. Rogers goes to go. Blocker low on Finney. Wild turn it back around. Hager fancied one from range. Picked up by Barlow. Hager right in front of Hovell there. Turner.
His first bit of action, isn't it?
Kept alive again by Barlow. 1:55 left on the power play. And Hager doing everything he can to just chew this clock up between Hager and Barlow, the two high men. Morris is going to get in there though as Hager sent that round. Allen on the puck, looks up. Williamson put the body in the way and allowed Barlow to get in there, and it's clever play. Barlow rides a hit from Turner. Loose puck scooped up by Deneco. Deneco off the boards for Harper. Deneco at pace, down the throat, shoots, and Finney doesn't quite grab that one, just instead palms it into the corner. Harper winds up, takes a shot, looking for the tip in, trying to clear traffic again. Coulter clears it out. Gets it as far as Gisecco. Turner, however, sends it back the other way. Knocked on by Harper. Sosley puts one on Mr. Ryder. I tell you what, Hovell saw that last minute and freezes that one up. Well, 48 seconds left until Dan Hyde returns to the ice. 4 minutes 50 in this game. Still YKK Widnes 5, Sheffield Scimitars 3. Face off, right hand side of Tom Hovell's net. Morris and Coulter in for the draw. Coulter wins it, knocks it straight into the corner. Tries to pin Sheffield in their own zone, chew up the remainder of this penalty. Wild gets it somehow round Gisecco to Rogers. Rogers skating in was Wild, and he's gone low on that, but good read from Finney. He keeps a good seal on that one. Puck all the way around to Hovell again. 20 seconds now left on the power play. Yeardley takes his time. Played off the board to Morris. Morris. You can hear 2-1 from Hovell. Hides back out. That's that major penalty killed. And now they just need to see the game out, Gary. Game management is the key for Widnes. As Hyde on the puck. Takes it into the corner. He's got Turner pursuing him. Tries to twist and turn. They're wise to it. He's managed to squeeze his way out, though. Hyde tried to get it off the side netting.
If the Wild could get another goal, get that 3-goal cushion again.
Very much so. Britton tried to put the body on, and Turner instead puts it onto Britton. Big stretch pass. Yeardley. Scimitars trying to clear it out. Breakout pass to Pywell. Pywell under pressure from Hopkins. Good poke check. Key timing by Hughes. Taylor turns around. He's got Hughes in support. Takes a shot himself. Posts up right in front. And there's Harper and Hughes. Well, it's certainly gone now. It's been brewing. It's Harper and Hughes. Pywell's dancing with Taylor. And in the far corner, it's a full line brawl. And is that Edwards? Little Edwards is gone. Reece Edwards is gone. It's a good tilt. He'll make his team proud. And I tell you what, I say it's been brewing. There was with Harper maybe, but not like that. And he's got a little trophy and appreciation there, a little bit of a nosebleed, but good on you, Reece, even with the cage on. However, Sosley it is skates back to his bench. He's also sporting something.
We're just checking on him there, make sure he's okay. Tell you what, Joe Greaves.
He's itching, isn't he?
He's quick to. They are, look, they're just checking on him. Yeah, he's probably going to have to go and get his nose seen too. But you know what? Spoils of war and the scars, and he deserved to walk away from that. He gave as good as he got there, didn't he?
He did very much so, Gary, but I say it's been brewing yet. Harper had been kind of niggling at a few players. And on the other end, Sosley, who is now sporting his wounds on the wall, there's the first aid kit has been got. So Sosley's having to skate off, so Edwards is giving as good as he's got.
Well,
Sosley now sitting in the box. He's going to be dealt with for the first aid. Yeah. 3 minutes 3 in the game. They're both going to get a 5 minute for fighting. So there we go. That's gone. So that's their game done. But the interesting thing now, Gary, what you've got to do is look back at this one, right? The initial contact happens. Bez Hughes slams on in front of the netminder, Hovell. It's Harper who dives in first on Hughes. That scrap breaks out. That's enough to send everybody into a little bit of an overdrive as they crash the net. Somehow in all that, Hughes and Edwards and Sosley break off and end up scrapping. Hughes and Harper are scrapping.
Yeah, I'm just writing all this down. Go on, keep going.
You see, I'm just looking now as Harper and Hughes are exchanging more stories now in the box. Both seem to be smiling. Interesting though, Gary, on the ice, Isaac Say is back up. Now this is a dangerous position because if he's nursing that injury from earlier, he's now having to be, he's being forced to skate so that Sheffield can finish the game.
Well, not the position they wanted to be in, but unfortunately, they're the cards you get dealt. You bring a small squad with you.
And blood on the ice as it's being cleaned up now.
Isn't there a song about that?
Something, yeah. I'm pretty sure for a copyright infringement there, we won't go there with that one, will we? Well, interestingly, both teams are being called around the benches. Has a timeout been called by Widnes or not? I'm just waiting to see. McKinnon's gone over to the Sheffield bench. The drawing pad is out at the Wild bench. Hughes and Harper are currently sat in the boxes. Will Sosley and Rhys Edwards have both gone off for treatment.
You couldn't write this, could you?
You really couldn't.
But only here on Drop the Puck. I'll tell you what, Ben.
And the official is not happy there.
Oh.
You can see the bench are very animated. He's called over Mr. Ryder.
Yeah. He's not happy about something.
Definitely not. You see there, Wilder waiting to go. Hager just having a quick word with Hughes. And Greaves, full conversation with Mr. Twell. I tell you what, it's funny, Gary, for the last 2 games where there's been scraps, Joe Greaves hasn't been in either. And he must be killing him. He's been on the right end of the score sheet for once. Well, interestingly, Mr. McKinnon just having a quick word now with Mr. Ryder right in front of our bench here in the commentary position.
So it'll be interesting to see what penalties are dealt. But there's already Wild have got 2 5-minute penalties there on the board.
Well, Edwards and Hughes have got 5-minute majors. There you go. Hang on. No. One's being adjusted, I believe.
So we'll just.
Oh, hang on. Both penalties have been taken from. We're just looking at. Well, Harper is number 11 for the Scimitars. He's got 2. Sosley is 2. Oh.
Hello.
Right, here we go.
Oh.
Okay.
So.
And Edwards has returned from the locker room. Balled up tissue up his nose.
As you would, as you would.
As you do.
And he's like that, and I go, the Bob said, I'm not allowed back on.
We'll wait to see
but
what happens.
Still waiting for that scoreboard. But as it stands now,
Mr. Ryder is just reading through the riot act.
There's a bit of clarification going on regarding the timekeeper's bench and these penalties. But no doubt, this will give us an opportunity to say thank you to all the people who tuned in to today's stream. Very much appreciated. And don't forget, you can catch highlights of most of the NIHL Morley North 1 games that we can manage to get our footage for. And they'll be shown on Friday as normal. And it'll also include last week's Widnes Wild versus Blackburn game.
Yeah, so we'll check a quick score around the doors and see how we're getting on in those other games. And is it the final score? It is. So the final score tonight at the Hawk Nest was the Whitley Warriors 8, Blackburn Hawks 2. So Whitley skating away the ball. It wasn't at the Hawks Nest, apologies, it was at Whitley. So yeah, 8-2 in favour. Oh, the penalties are being declared here. Okay, so Sosley, 5-minute major for fighting. Harper, 5-minute major for fighting. +2 for cross-checking. So Hughes for the Wild, 5 for fighting. As Rogers skates down towards Finney, and 5, Rhys Edwards gets 5. 5 for fighting, +2 for instigation. Okay, so that's going to keep them out the game as Barlow picks that up, throws it into the middle. It's gently put towards Hovel's net by Rogers.
Yeah, and apologies there, our cameraman. Game started without him.
And the penalties won't go on the board at all. So it's a 5-on-5 situation, offsetting penalties. Interestingly, it's still Nottingham 1, Billingham 1 in the second period.
Wow.
So Lions holding the Stars currently to 1-1.
Yeah, we've said that Lions team are quite strong. They can perform well at home, can't they?
Very much so. Greaves just doing a bit of sweeping. And this appears to be a build-up of loose ice in front of the Sheffield bench. Okay, everything seems to be set again now. Quick face-off taken. Morris picks it up, looks up ice, gets round Greaves, gets round Hagger, gets it out to Allen, 2:25 left in the game. Say back on the ice. Well, tries to get involved in the play, on the puck. Allen into the corner, picked up by Morris. Tries to drop it to Say. Couldn't quite get enough of that as Kemp is there to put the body on. And, well, Kemp has just flattened Say in the crease. A little bit of a net battle, and you could see there that I did see it. Say was giving a little bit of a jab and stuff, and what? Greaves is going. Okay, yeah, that works.
I want a bit of that. You opened your mouth too quick.
I know, yeah.
Curse to the commentators. So, as quick as you like, Widnes is down a man. 2:02 remaining on the clock. Widnes 5-3 ahead over the Scimitars.
Face-off will be left-hand side of Miles Finney's net. 2 minutes assessed to Greaves, and Greaves has had enough. He's going to get dressed, is he? Yep.
Well, there's only 2 seconds remaining, and
after his penalty expires, yeah.
Yeah. If it was me, I'd still get.
Saying that though, the Scimitars score, he can get back on early.
Yeah.
It's Hughes and Edwards and Harper and Sosley who are out for the remainder of the game. And once it's all sorted again, all the logistics, face-off will be left-hand side of Miles Finney's net. There's a small delay as the timekeeper's getting ready. Oh, and Armstrong's coming over. So is that a 5+2?
Must have been on.
Or a 2+2. So it's a 2+2 but assessed to Greaves. Two minutes for slashing and 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike.
So that's why he's gone back to the changing room.
Coulter. Corson Heron tried to put it out for Coulter. Turner grabs that loose puck, however, skates down the wing. Takes a shot, but he's offside. as I think it was Deneco who crept over early. So 127 on the first penalty assessed to Greaves, 129 in the period. He's done, Edwards is done, Hughes is done, Armstrong's done, Harper's done, Sosley's done.
I'm done, let's go home.
This game's done. 129, face-off in front of the Wild bench. Say has been in the wars today, now loses his stick to Taylor. Well,
he must be going, RA.
And now you can see it's more formality. But here come the Scimitars again. Morris gets it out to Wild. Wild takes a shot. I'll tell you what, he saw that late. 2 goals is all he required, though, Gary.
Yeah.
And it's 5 on 4. We're inside the final minute, though. Hovel throws it forward. Will we see Tom Hovel come out of his net? Dan Hyde's picked it up. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor, 1 bite of the cherry, 2.
Ooh.
Can't get it in. They've managed to get it out to Isaac Say, who just turns back, doesn't like what he sees there. 40 seconds left to Morris. Morris knocks it on for Deneco. Deneco takes a shot off the blocker of Finney. Hovel staying where he is. 25 seconds left. Tried to find someone on the back door. It's left the zone. Yeardley forced back. 20 seconds left in the game. Morris to Deneco. Deneco, Pywell. Yeardley winds up, shoots. There's the penalty gone. There's the game gone. And it's a 5-3 victory for the Widnes Wild. And I'll tell you what, Gary, maybe we didn't give the Scimitars enough credit because they put on a performance that was worthy. And they took the Wild to the 3rd period. Well, and interestingly, you know, it was the 3rd period where, when we thought the Scimitars were really going to fall apart, that they seemed to come alive.
Interesting enough, though, Ben, I did say at the start that you've got to be careful of the Scimitars because they took to the Hawks to a 5-4, but you couldn't write them off at all.
No, you're right, Gary, and I think it was certainly a situation where the numbers don't do justice to what the talent is that's out there. You look at what the Sheffield side bring, and we've spoken about it before, where we know a number of teams this season are going through redevelopment and stuff and a transition period, and we know where you've got a situation like Billingham, for example. Last season, Billingham were one of those teams that everyone looked, we could roll these over quite easy. It could be quite a simple one. But they'd already accepted that. They kind of knew what was going to happen, and they were developing, still pinching results here and there. Sheffield, however, have been plagued by having players pinched and leave, injuries, and they've just been dwindling. And they're not even in the rebuilding period, which is scary.
Yeah, but do you know what? 11 players, and you're holding the Wild.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
And you kind of go, do you know what? They just need that little bit of luck, maybe, a result to go their way, a couple of extra players.
Well, we said, it all hinges around those Dragons points as well.
Well, you say that, but you can't rely on that. As a team, you've got to get your results. And like you said there was a couple of minutes remaining. There were 3 goals down. They could have pulled something back. Well, 2 goals down, wasn't it? But either way, the point being that they could have come away. They got a couple of goals there at the end, towards the end, while the Wild were down a man, and that result to look at, you'd have gone, wow, 5-4 or...
Well, this is it. So Sheffield, on paper, might not skate amazingly.
No.
Let's be honest, the passing, the assists aren't up with those figures of the likes of your Solways, your Whitleys, your Blackburns, your Wilds. However, this is where Sheffield are dangerous, is making you make mistakes and then capitalising on those mistakes. The amount of times tonight that we saw those Sheffield players reading the play before it had been played out by the Widnes, putting themselves in the right place, getting a stick in the way and disrupting it all. and then that quick up and the break and getting behind them. So yeah, they may not be the flashy superstars and they put on the moves that some of them like to do, some of the other teams are capable of. But what they do well.
Well, the one thing I said it in the stream there, they were putting the Wild under pressure. They were getting in the way. They were disrupting them, and we've seen a few teams do that this season to the Wild, and it does upset them. And you can tell because then their game plan goes a little bit to cock, and next thing you know, there's bad passing, there's loose pucks, and then you've got to capitalise on them. And some of the other teams have managed to do that. Sheffield didn't quite do that.
No. But you can't, hang on though, Finney didn't exactly have a quiet day.
No, I was going to say, Finney was the one thing that, most teams are aware now that if you put the puck on net, Finney tends to cough up the loose change a lot. And if you keep the pressure on that, but look what the Wild are doing today. They were filling that goal area, that blue paint area. And sometimes that was to the detriment of Finney because
he was losing the puck in amongst all the traffic.
There was too many people there.
Yeah, very much so, you're right. But
maybe something they've got to work on. But nevertheless, Widnes Wild have come away today with the vital win that keeps them in the run of that mid-table pack. Results going on around the league. An interesting one, as you've already said, at Nottingham, while Billingham are there. Be interested to see how that pans out going into next week.
That's another mid-table.
It's another team that the Wild have got their eye on. Solihull, obviously, a free weekend because they didn't get their game against Deeside. But, nonetheless, it's starting to get a little bit interesting heading into that Christmas period.
Yeah, the Whitley game tonight, the win over the Blackburn Hawks, puts them back on top again now.
Yeah, so it's top. They just keep fighting away, those two. And I think that'll go on all season. But it remains to see what happens for that third and fourth spot. And then if the league decides to just change the format again, then it doesn't matter where you finish.
Exactly, we'll see.
The thing is, you can catch all the action right here on Drop the Puck. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you catch all the stream games that we'll be doing for the Widnes Wild this year. Also, you can catch highlights on our Drop the Puck highlight show, which is usually on a Friday. Games pending, of course, and anything else. But do you know what, Ben? I thought it was going to be a dull game today. I've got to be absolutely honest. I thought this is going to be a little bit one-sided.
Yeah, a bit of a whitewash.
And when you saw the team sheet, you thought, yeah, it is. But Sheffield came in and gave them a game.
Well, yeah, the Steel Men certainly put up an Iron Man performance, to say.
Well, I like the way you did that.
But, yeah, they can hold their heads high, skating away from this one. And I'm very, very impressed. It surprised me how Sheffield is still at the bottom.
Be interested to see how they go forward from here. But the Wild, they've got another tough match coming up next. They face the Billingham Stars here at Planicise Widnes, and you'll be able to catch that game right here on Drop the Puck live stream. Don't forget to follow us on our usual media channels as well. You can get us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and of course get us on our
YouTube channel.
Our YouTube channel, and also on the internet. www.basntv.com. Right, with that,
I think it's time we head off, Gary.
yeah, they're giving a round of applause to the players out there. Fans have been great, staff have been great, our crew have been great, and you at home have been great for tuning in as well. I've been Gary Lee.
I've been Ben Lee.
And we've been Drop the Puck.